Good morning. It's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I'm here to pull some cards and share some guidance for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's the 20th, the 21st and the 22nd of December 2023. So it takes us up to our solstice, which luckily for us, thankfully for us, is our summer solstice. And those of you over in the winterland, thank you for going through your winter so we can have our summer. It's nice getting to the summer solstice after coming out of winter. So enjoying the sunshine and the summer vibe at the moment, which is beautiful. The longer days, the warmer days. Well, except this morning's quite cool, but we had quite a bit of rain, a bit of a stormy time period since yesterday afternoon. So I'm coming to you live from Tasmania, Australia, where it is Wednesday, the 20th of December here, and the time is 7 o'clock on the dot, 7 a.m. So welcome. I want to send out a big extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light members, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. I'm looking forward to connecting with our members and Patreon members and Pillar of Light members on Friday for our online solstice gathering, which happens every solstice for the last couple of years. So that's going to be fun. I look forward to connecting with you. But I'm here now to pull some cards for the next 3 days. So if you're new to watching, hi Kyle. If you're new to watching, I'm going to be using my Speed of Light Oracle cards combined with my Animal Kingdom Oracle. And I'll be using this combined deck of 110 cards to find the best cards that the majority of us need for these next 3 days. I'm not pulling cards for individuals. This is general guidance for everyone. So I trust that you've been led here for a reason, and I trust that something shared supports you at this time. I recommend that you take on board what does feel right and what does resonate and what does fit into your life easily at this time. What feels like I'm speaking directly to you, listen to that stuff and let the rest go. And no worries, she'll be right and all that. So thanks for joining me. Hi Karen and hi Renee. So let's get straight into it, looking for the best card that the majority of us need for Wednesday, the 20th of December, 2023. So we've just come off the back of the last reading I did, the last video. We had 2 dragons in that video, so including our theme. So the energy is quite strong and powerful. There's a lot going on at the moment. At the same time, there's a lot going on, but some things aren't going on at the same time. It's kind of strange. Okay, the best card for Wednesday, the 20th. Hi, Magenta. Welcome. And Rhonda. We have an Animal Kingdom Oracle, and it's the Kangaroo, card 10. The Kangaroo says, leap over the obstacle. So whatever's in your way, whatever's obstructing your path, can you just leap over it? Are you making a mountain out of a molehill? Are you making a mountain out of this little obstacle? Maybe there's something that we're taking too personally, something that we think is a setback, which actually is a gift. Sometimes there's opportunities within the stuff that's not working out, within the fear, let's say. So there might be more or less to the obstacle than meets the eye. So let's just make sure we're not making things worse or overthinking or overcomplicating whatever this obstacle is. What if we could just put it in its place and put it in its size, whatever its size is, in what its size reality is, and we could just step over it. This card is about movement. It's about life calling us onto our path. We might not know where we're going yet, but we certainly don't want to be stopping too often at big obstacles. So this is about movement, action, and focusing on where we're going and making leaps forward. Sometimes massive leaps forward are our times of healing. and our times of perspective shift, where we see actually we were making a mountain out of this molehill. It's just a little molehill. It's not that big of a deal. Let's deal with it and then move on. So there's that feeling for Wednesday. So that's that. Hi, Michelle. So let's grab the best card for Thursday, the 21st of December. Thursday the 21st may be the solstice for you. It's the solstice for us here in the south of Australia on Friday afternoon actually. So the best card for Thursday the 21st. Hi Lindsay, hi Manahia and Mary from New York. And we have this card for Thursday here. It's Harmony card 43. It says tuned in, sound, expression, music and song. So if we're still trying to resolve this obstacle, get perspective of it, get over it, we might find if that's still hovering on Thursday, that music and moving our body may be really helpful to shift ourselves out of that, whatever hold it has over us, that obstacle or that burden or that issue that we might be currently dealing with. This is about getting back into balance, but especially in regards to the harmony of things within us. So we can look at who we are and all of the facets that make us who we are. And are those facets in harmony? Are they working together and creating a beautiful sound like in an orchestra? Or are they fighting against each other? Do we have head and heart colliding, for example? Do we have our mind telling us one thing and how we feel telling us another thing? Is there conflict and discord or disharmony within us? So this might be something that pops up or something that we are encouraged to have a look at, how harmonious or how in alignment we are, how in balance we are. And if something's out of whack, out of harmony inside, then what can we do to either honour that, listen to it and let go of whatever the issue is that's we're holding on to? Or how can we get things back on the same page within us? How can we get our body back into alignment with our path? This is an interesting thing, you know. Sometimes we might find ourselves in life not really where we want to be. There might be someone that we're living with, or there might be a time, place, or we might be preparing to move where we don't really feel like we belong here in our home or in this pocket of our world. So it can be a disconnecting feeling to have our physical body physically somewhere, but actually we're not fully on board with where our body is and where we find ourselves in our life. So that can be that can very much knock us out of balance or out of harmony. So where are you sitting on all levels, physically, emotionally, mentally and spiritually? Also in regards to where you find yourself in relationships that will reflect what's happening, or insecurities, issues potentially, but also a sense of connection within us. So let's gauge and assess all parts of ourselves. If we could break ourselves down into parts, elements, how in balance are these things? How much are these things on the same page or in harmony? Are they playing the same tune in an orchestra? Or do we have our body playing a different tune to our mind? Do we have our head playing a different tune to our heart? So it might be something to look at. How do we get back into balance? Well, first being aware of what's out, and then assessing that. Are there changes that we need to make? Do we need to find acceptance with where we are? Because this is where we are right now. Do we need to practice or amplify our gratitude to help us notice the good things and get back on the same page as ourselves? So there are various things we can do. There's also a lot of letting go that seems to be required right now as we become stronger and more confident within ourselves. So, so harmony for Thursday. Music, song may also help us find that balance or that harmony. So, thank you. Let's now look for the best card for Friday, the 22nd of December. Friday the 22nd of December, and the best card for the majority of us as we go to our longest day here in the south, the southern hemisphere. The best card is this. I dropped a couple. I'm going to keep them in my lap for now. It's a Speed of Light Oracle, and it's the it's the Lizard. Now this is interesting. It says take the third card from the top of the deck. And I have two cards in my lap. I'm going to come back to those. Let's go down to the third in the top, on the top of the deck. Here, the Sea Dragon. Okay, so we've got the Lizard and the Sea Dragon for Friday. They've come up together for a reason. So let's look at them separately first. The Lizard is card 3. And it says optimism, appearances, delusion and illusion. Something may not be as it appears on Friday or as it seems on the surface. So we're being encouraged to look under the bonnet, look at the small print on the contract, look underneath what's being presented on the surface, because there's something deeper going on, or deeper that calls us. And it could be more information that we're seeking. It could be information so we can decide not to go ahead, but it could be information once we're clear for us to determine that we will go ahead. So it's seeking more information. Don't take things at face value on Friday is what we're being encouraged to consider. There is a shedding feeling too with the Lizard, shedding the illusion, shedding the falseness, shedding the things that we may think other people think of us or determine us to be, but we need to become clearer about who we are ourselves. No one knows us better than us. That's how it should be. So let's be careful that we're not expecting or worrying that other people don't know us as well as they should. There's only one person that really that's going to know us as best as can be, and that is us. And that may be where that other cards come into play. The harmony card is looking at all parts of ourselves. Are they in harmony? So if we're trying to impress or impress other people and have other people tell us who we are, there might be something not quite right about that. So how can we put the mirror up and really determine and get to know who we are based on what we observe and what we feel and who we know ourselves to be? We should know ourselves better than anybody. And if we're fortunate enough to have or share our life with someone that knows us pretty well, then that's something to certainly be grateful for. But let's be careful we're not putting our power into others to tell us who we are. And let's look at who we are ourselves. Now it comes up with the Sea Dragon, card 18, and it says to be gentle with yourself. This card's come up a little bit over the last few readings. So there's a gentleness to this card, a fragility, a sensitivity, and a shell that we may be protecting ourselves in so that we're not hurt. But are we trying to people please? Are we trying to get validation from all these other people or one other person in our life? And if so, why? Why can't we be comfortable in our skin and confident within ourselves and know ourselves as best as we can and stand in that power, not as a dominating force, but just as a confidence where we're no longer seeking approval and justification or who we are information from other people. So going together, the Lizard, let's look deeper at what we're sensitive about, because this can also be quite the clue or quite the key to our healing and to understanding what's going on for us. Is how we feel, is how we're reacting, is what triggers us. Our feelings are great sensitive gauges, perhaps, to determine where we are in balance and where we're out of balance, where our issues are and where our issues aren't, perhaps. Because there are certain things that might trigger us one day and be fine the next day. There might be things that trigger us that don't trigger someone else. So there are things at play that are helping us, I feel, shed and heal and become a better version of ourselves. So let's listen to how we feel in that sensitivity. Let's stop running away from it and trying to make excuses for our sensitivity, and perhaps look at what that emotion, what that depth of feeling, what that reaction is actually teaching us about ourselves, because it's teaching us to go deeper. It's there to take us deeper under the surface of ourselves so we can know ourselves better. No one can know us better than we can. So they're our cards for Friday. And I've still got these two cards in my lap. I think I'm going to grab those at the end after I pull the theme. So thank you so much for joining me. I will pull a theme card in just a moment. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment. Please share if you're inspired to. And if you would like to connect more privately, then please send us a message through our website. So we have the Solstice Gathering for members on Friday the 22nd, maybe Thursday for you. It's on Zoom for about 2 hours, and we're going to be playing with our cards and getting to meet other people from all over the world. So join me for that if you're a member. And if you'd like to be a member, it's not too late to join and be a part of that. So you can learn more on my website about the Pillar of Light membership, or become a patron on my Temple of Balance Patreon account. Also coming up on New Year's Eve is my 12-hour healing event, and we'll be stepping towards the unknown. So if you'd like to join me for some intensive healing time, then please have a look at that too on my website. I've also got my next card reading club and online art class coming up on the 12th of January. So thank you. If you'd like to learn more about my cards or the work that I do here at Temple of Balance, then please visit templeofbalance.com.au. Okay, I'm looking for the best theme card, and then we have two little bonus cards here. The best card for the theme for the majority of us for Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, the 20th, 21st, 22nd of December 2023, is this Animal Kingdom. It's the Chameleon, card 3. And it says, give it your full attention. What is it? What is it that you need to focus on and give your full attention to? That is our theme for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. There might be a project you're working on. There may be now, perhaps you're inspired to really get to know yourself and take those steps to do so. It takes time, but starting with an openness to get to know ourselves, listening to who we are, what we say, how we feel, what inspires us, what moves us, what directs us, what drives us. Listening to all these things is a process. It takes time. It's a journey. In fact, it never really stops, but it can start with a willingness to be open to getting to know ourselves. When we get to know ourselves, we rise in confidence, obviously, but also we get to know what we want to do with our life. So if you want to connect further with your life's purpose, with your life's path, with your life itself, if you want to enjoy more fulfilling and enriching relationships across the board, then the key to that is getting to know ourselves. And once we realize what our fears are and our issues and our wounds and our insecurities and where we hold that stuff, and we can do something about it. So then we can shed those things and we can become better versions or improved versions of ourselves as we're moving along our path. And we can assess as we go, and adjust as well. But it's then determined by us, not by how we think other people think of us. So I feel like all arrows or fingers seem to be pointing back to us for these next couple of days. So maybe for you, you're inspired to really try this if you haven't already, and give it your full attention, this focus towards yourself, getting to know you. Listen to what you say and what you think, and pay attention to the actions that you take and why you're taking that action. Why are you doing that thing? And if you don't know, maybe ask yourself, why? Why am I doing this? So focus, ultimately, is our theme for these 3 days. Now let's just grab these extra 2 cards, see what these want to add, and that's these. Oh, the Fire Dragon and the Cheetah. So these are just like little bonuses that jumped out when I was pulling Friday's card. So the Cheetah is card 4, and it says to focus on your strengths and what you're good at. Sometimes we spend too much time focusing on our weaknesses and what we're bad at and what we missed and what we're not so good at. And then we pull ourselves down. So if we can turn our attention not only by looking and observing and being more aware of ourselves and practically going on this journey of self-discovery, if we can also focus on our strengths, or at least notice our strengths, and these are the things that we're good at. These are the things that we seem to have that are strong for us. It could be parts of our character, our personality, it could be our skill set. So that might be a good thing to start in your journal. If you really want to look at yourself and improve who you are, maybe look in your journal and write down, my strengths are that I seem to be good at listening, that I love nature, that I'm good in the garden, that whatever it might be. Whatever you can think of that are your strengths. And then you may want to write down what your weaknesses are. What are you not so good at that you're noticing now? And can any of your strengths support that? So think about focusing on your strengths, especially if you're going into this self-discovery element of the reading today. We're all good at some things and we're all not so good at other things. We're not good at everything. So deciding and determining what that is can be quite revealing and empowering. So we can see ourselves for how we really are and not pretend that we're some wizard at everything when we're not. And the other one is the Fire Dragon, card 23. It says that this is a powerful time of change. And I'd say that this is a powerful time of personal change right now. And we might find this playing out in our life around us, in relationships and changes that are happening. But I feel ultimately that this seems to be coming back to self. This is a powerful time of self-discovery, of personal change. So we can tap into that fire within. So if we've been looking for it, let's make the time perhaps over the next few days to really sit in and find what that fire is and find what it is that is shifting and changing and growing and improving about us. So the Fire Dragon, our last little extra message. Thank you very much for joining today. Happy exploring over the next few days. I know that because I'm heading towards the 12-hour healing event on the 31st of December, I know that I'm going deeply into that. Every day that gets closer, I'm dropping even ever deeply into that self-discovery. And, it feels to be also linked with the solstice coming up. So see how you go, and let me know if you've got questions, because I might be able to do a dedicated video around something. If you're not sure how to do whatever, put a question up in a post or something, in a comment on this video or somewhere else, and I'm happy to explore things further with you. So you're not walking your path alone, but in many ways we are, because it's the mirror that life puts up to us. But we can hold hands with each other as we shake and walk down this path of self-discovery and get to know ourselves better. That's how we deepen our connection with ourselves, our relationships, and our life. Thanks for connecting. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you again on Saturday, if not before, on the solstice gathering. Thanks so much. Bye for now.